Are we good to begin, Olivia?
Yep, you're good.
Cool.
All right. Hello and welcome, everyone. Today we'll be presenting on our project on the disaster recovery project that we worked on for Senior Design 2020-2021. So I'll start by introducing our sponsor, Peyton Weiss, who is a civil engineering student here at UNL. Peyton took a pop-up class about a year ago that focused on the floods of 2019 in Nebraska. And in that class, he came up with an idea to build an application that would allow for better coordination of volunteers and supplies during a natural disaster, such as the 2019 Nebraska floods. Our development team responded by building a progressive web app that can be used on both desktop and mobile devices. In its current state, our application has basic functionality to view and submit help requests, sign up for requests as volunteers, view disaster updates in a live feed, and some other features that we'll talk about later in the presentation. And now I'll talk about the stakeholders that we have for the project. As I mentioned before, we have Peyton Weiss and Sri Bolman, faculty member. And then the external stakeholders that we have are Dan Linzel, who taught the pop-up class that Peyton attended, Cindy Grove, a community leader and mayor of Valley, who we brought in on the project to help elicit requirements and build out the functionality of the application. And then two organizations that we reached out to for testing of the app and working on building out the ideas for the app were the Douglas County Community Emergency and Natural Disaster Recovery Group and the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency. Now I'll introduce our team. For sponsors, we had Bill Browning, our project manager, and Jeff Falkenberg, our tribe lead, both members of the faculty. And for our development team, we have Matt Lowe, squad lead and product manager, myself, Ethan Dias, acting as the development manager, Jacob Oriana, who I'm presenting with today, our process specialist, and then Maggie McFadden, Wade Shad, and Logan McCarthy, who are all developers on the team. And so the problem that we were presented with for our project was to create a tool that can be utilized by cities, both large and small, to help during natural disasters and other catastrophic events. These include the coordination of goods and supplies, volunteer aid, monetary aid, and the effective communication of accurate information to the community. And so the opportunities that our solution provides are like a full progressive web app for easy access during and after natural disasters. Our app also allows communities to create an organization so that community members can subscribe to it and see up-to-date real-time information. That information includes supply requests and disaster updates that the organization admins can post and show up automatically to the end user. And our app also provides the ability for community members to volunteer their time or request help from community members in order to get the work that needs to be done in a timely manner. And so now I'll pass it off to Jacob to present the solution that we built.
Thanks, Ethan. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and describe kind of the solution that we built and just show you some screenshots of the solution and kind of how it works to help solve the problems that we were faced with over the last 2 semesters. So what you're seeing here is basically the homepage of the application. It's where disaster posts live. Disaster posts are pieces of information that an organization or an administrator can deliver to a wide range of people, depending on subscriptions to an organization. Whoever's subscribed to it will receive that kind of post and see it. But ultimately, what it is just a delivery mechanism for this information to make people aware of disasters in their area. So if you want to go ahead and go to the next slide. What we have here is kind of the organization's profile page. So this allows for anybody who clicks on a post or clicks on an organization's information to see um, information pertinent to that organization. So as you can see at the top, there's a City of Lincoln. So this information would be pertinent to, it would pertain to the City of Lincoln and their efforts to help provide relief to members of their community. Um, One of the two major things that we have here that we spoke with stakeholders about was the two major things are supplies, fulfilled and unfulfilled. Those supplies kind of help this, kind of page that we created help the organizations deliver that information to people who are looking for supplies and to people who are trying to provide and donate supplies to the organization for the relief efforts. So this allows, you can go ahead, but this allows for that organization to deliver that information to users of the application. The next thing we have here is a volunteer request form. It allows for users who, let's say, have damage done to their house or have lost certain things or are facing some sort of circumstance after a disaster. It allows them to create a request for help um, and to a particular organization. And from this point, the organizations are able to actually manage and coordinate who's working on um, which requests are actually worked on by people who are trying to help who are trying to volunteer for members of their community. So it allows for people to give a description of the problem and the availability, the date, and the start and end time of when they would need the help. So before you go on, if you could go back really quick, a couple of other things here are um, people who actually are volunteers are able to manage where they're volunteering through the application as well. On the left, we have a menu bar that kind of it shows all the pages that we've created that provide features like viewing signed up jobs, viewing help requests that they can assign themselves to, or if you're an app owner, you can send an invitation to create for somebody to create a new organization as an administrator. So don't know if we have enough time to go through all of them, but I will kind of continue through some of the higher level overviews of of the the project. Next slide, thanks. So here are some of those high level features that the app provides for anybody or for people depending on their authorization on the application. So anybody on the application is able to view a live feed of information about the disaster from the administrator of an organization. Users can also volunteer to help out victims of natural disasters. Users can request help um, as it is needed for their own kind of personal need. Users can view the jobs that they have volunteered for and the requests that they have created. User can view an organization's profile page to view the supplies that are in need or view supplies that are not necessarily in need. Um, Administrators have the ability to create new disaster feed updates to provide this information to their community members and delete them so that they get the most relevant information. And owners of the application have an automated process for adding new organizations to the system. So one slide left. Real quick, I'll just go over some of the learning opportunities through the development process. Agile development was a huge learning experience. Um, in this project, there really wasn't a blueprint on how the app should look or function. It was very much so we had to figure that out as a team with our sponsor. So we gained some valuable experience on adjusting on the fly every week based on feedback from our sponsor and from the community members that we spoke to, meeting with them and kind of eliciting some of those requirements gave us insights into what the organizations actually need in the communities. And these organizations are usually on the front line of the emergency management. And so we also learned really well how to work together to split up these different features that we wanted to work on um, and use each other's individual strengths to kind of um, deliver the best product we could deliver. So on that, I want to thank our sponsor, Peyton, and Jeff Falkenberg and Bill Browning for all their help through the last 2 semesters. It was a great experience. So thank you. I guess I'll open it up for questions if anybody has them. No questions? I answered everyone's questions.
Hey, great job, you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Ben, thanks for joining us.
I actually meant to join mine, so sorry about
Yeah.
that. I have
No,
to
you're
leave to
good.
present mine. I think I clicked the wrong link.
It's the same link, I think, for most of them.
Oh, okay.
It's the same link.
I see.
So this is the correct link.
Yep, you just follow behind them.
All right.
Everyone on the left column is in the same Zoom link.